My dear friends, masters and gods, a very good evening to you all. Mahavatar TV warmly welcomes you to the 21 days free holistic wellness program, batch 22, day 8. So before commencing the session, I would like to say pranams to you all and our Guruji Raghunath sir, our Grandmaster Maharshi Patriji, our great Grandmaster Mahavatar Babaji, and to all the great Grandmasters and to the universe. So today's topic is exploring the power of vegetarian living. So we are delighted to welcome Arunachaleswari madam, a dedicated speaker from Dallas, Texas. So born into their family deeply devoted to Sri Ravana Maharshi Ashram. She grew up immersed in the atmosphere of bhakti and meditation, so making spirituality a natural, integral part of her life. So her inner journey took a transformative turn in the year 2022, where she first discovered the PSSM through a YouTube video just before Patriji Mahasamadhi. Her first experience with the Anapanasati meditation sparked a profound inner shift, igniting a deep connection with the Patriji and his teachings. Guided by dreams and spiritual experiences, she continues to feel his loving presence and wisdom in her life. She considers it's a great blessing to serve through PSSM, which has given her a platform to express her creativity and offer her services to the large spiritual family. She is also a joyful mother of two beautiful children, both radiant souls, walking their own paths, and shares her journey with her husband, a dedicated master, actively involved in various PSM projects. So let us open our hearts and minds as she shares her insights on the vegetarian living, a conscious lifestyle that nurtures our body, mind, and soul. So that's warm welcome to you, madam. Over to you.
Thank you, Lokesh, for that introduction and kind words. Thank you, whole team, for this opportunity. My pranams to our Guruji, Brahmarshi Pitamaha Patriji, for showing us this beautiful path through such a simple way of Anapanasati. As meditators, we dedicate ourselves to the path of inner awareness and conscious living. But beyond the meditation cushion that we have, how mindful are we in our everyday choices that we make, in what we eat, in what we wear, the products that we use, and how we interact with the world around us? How mindful are we in all these things? In today's session, let's explore the power of vegetarian living. We are not just speaking about food here. We are reflecting on a lifestyle rooted in ahimsa, the principle of non-violence, and examining how our choices in all the walks of our lives can become expressions of compassion. Whether it is the food on our plate, or the clothing that we wear, or even the cosmetics that we use, each decision holds the potential to either support or violate the harmony of life. So, before we dive deeper into this, let us all meditate for 3 minutes. Let us calm ourselves. Please sit comfortably. Close your eyes. Cross your feet and lock your fingers. Let's become aware of our natural breath. Slowly come back, masters. Thank you. You see how becoming aware of our own breath, our own self, makes us so much calm and peaceful and grounded. So, here, this session today is an invitation to expand our awareness, to see that vegetarianism is not where we align our external actions with the inner values we cultivate through meditation, the peace, kindness, and unity with all the beings around us. Vegetarianism as a lifestyle of ahimsa, it is okay. We have a quote from Mahatma Gandhi. He says, ahimsa is the highest duty. Even if we cannot practice it fully, we must try to understand its spirit and refrain as far as is humanly possible from violence. That's a quote by Mahatma Gandhi. So, what exactly is vegetarian living? I know as meditators, we all in PSSM, we are all vegetarians. Some of us are even vegans. But is it just the food that makes us vegetarian? Is it just what we consume through our mouth makes us vegetarian? Are we aware of what products are we using? What clothes are we wearing? What shoes are we wearing? Everything, in everything, we got to be so much conscious because it's a commitment to non-violence. Vegetarian living is a commitment of not just about eating vegetarian food, but it's a commitment to be non-violence, to be for ahimsa in every domain of life. Choosing plant-based food, choosing cruelty-free clothing, or the creams, the cosmetics, whatever we use on our skin, face, body, and even the other products like belts, handbags, leather shoes, everything, all these products whichever comes from harming animals. If we are just eating food, vegetarian food, plant-based food, and we are not aware in all these aspects, then we are not 100% vegetarian. We are not called vegetarian at all. Because the products that involve animal exploitation is also like we are responsible for it if we are using those products. When we buy any product, could be powder or cream or a lotion or toothpaste or anything, let us take out some time to check how it is, what are the ingredients, and if we have any cruelty free symbol in it. There'll be a bunny symbol. In US, we have a bunny symbol, which means it's a cruelty-free product. It is not tested on animals. It is free of any animal products. So that way, we are not encouraging those domains, those products. Even the circus that we go to, or industries where animals are used for profit and pleasure, those we should avoid. We know the importance of eating vegetarian food, here being meditators, because Patriji has the vision, Shakahara Jagat. We know the importance of consuming vegetarian food. the vibration of what we eat, it it increases the, I mean, so food has subtle energy by which our vibration increases. So every substance that we consume becomes a part of our energy field. Like, um, there's a saying that goes in Hindi, that is "Jaisa anna vaisa man," which means your mind is built by what you eat. They don't say your health is built by what you eat. It is the mind. The food that we eat impacts our mind, which in turn impacts our thoughts, our emotions, our behavior, our action, and everything. So, primarily, it is the food. And such sattvic food, when consumed, it brings clarity of thought. It gives us the depth of, meditation. I mean, it gives us the depth of emotion, emotional balance, and our meditation becomes deeper consuming such light, sattvic food. So, but whereas on the other hand, if we are consuming animal-based foods, it carries the imprints of fear, pain, and death. It it harms our vibration. It doesn't increase our vibration. It is not conducive for our spiritual growth. There's a quote by Buddha. He says, "You are what you eat, so don't be fast, cheap, easy, or fake." All beings tremble before violence. All fear, all fear death. So if we see ourselves in them, will we harm them? So vegetarianism helps meditators because food directly impacts the pranamaya kosha. Okay, let's think about this point. Is the food giving us energy? The food that we eat, is it directly giving us energy to the body? It's not the food that gives us the energy. It's the ability of our body to process the food gives us energy. Only after the food is processed properly, our body absorbs and we get energy. If it was just the food that gives us energy when we are sick or when we are with fear, doctors would have advised us to eat a lot of food. But do we do that? Do we eat a lot of food when we are with fever, when we are unwell? We take light food, which is easily digestible, because during that time, our body is consuming its energy to heal the body, to heal the overall body. So we don't want that energy to be utilized for digesting of the food. So we light food to our body. It's not the food that gives energy to the body. It's the ability of our body to process the food that converts it into energy. If that ability is down, how much ever you eat, it comes out of the body without giving energy to the body. So we should be mindful of um, how are we taking care of our body? How light are we keeping our body? What is going inside through the mouth? So it's not just what we're consuming through our mouth. It is even through our ears, our eyes. Everything is food to us. So that's a different topic. Today we are more focusing on vegetarian living. So it is also the words that we talk. Are they impacting? Are they non-violent? Are they harming? Are they hurtful? Even that is violence. We should also be aware of our words. All great masters, Buddha, Mahavir, Ramana Maharshi, Gandhiji, Jesus, they all emphasized on non-violence. Ahimsa is not just passive, non-harming, but it's an active compassion. It's a conscious choice of how I choose to talk, of how I choose to act. It's a conscious choice. If I am acting violent to any animal, if I am, you don't just have to kill it. Even if you're acting violent, if you're hitting, or if you're cursing someone, or if you're talking hurtful, it's violence. So let's be compassionate. Every act of kindness adds to the collective healing of Mother Earth. So there is a quote from Ramana Maharshi. He said, "The world is not external to you. The world is a reflection of your inner state. Be kind, and the world becomes kinder." Yes, Ahimsa Paramo Dharmaha from Deepika. So it is inside us, whatever is inside us is shown outside. Everything outside is mirror to us. It's the reflection of our own inner state. So if we are kinder, the world also becomes kinder. Let us reflect on how our choices are impacting, how compassionate are our choices beyond just food. We wear silk clothes in Indian tradition, like whenever we go to any weddings or we go to any um, gatherings like, pujas, or we have many rituals in Indian tradition. We feel it is very privileged. It is like sometimes we also go into peer pressure of wearing pattu saris, pattu dress, silk clothes. It involves boiling of silkworms alive. Those worms are boiled alive. That's how the silk is, um, formed from that silkworm. And leather, the shoes, the bags, the belts, it's the result of slaughter. Wool, it's also coming from animal. It's for the animal to keep themselves warm. There are many other ways to keep ourselves warm as well. And even the beauty products that we use, after they are formulated, to see how they work, they are tested on animals. Animal testing is done. So the cruelty-free products do not do any animal testing. So we have to be always aware and check for the cruelty-free symbol on those products. We should encourage more plant-based fabrics. Like we have many options, right? Cotton, we have bamboo, and we should choose to do ethical fashion. So there's a quote from Dalai Lama. He very beautifully says, "Love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. They are necessities." So, so by this we understand that we think showing love to someone, being compassionate to someone is not necessary. Sometimes we can do it, but no, it is a necessity. When we see the difference, we see, oh, there are others and we are us. That is when the difference comes. Given a choice, will we not be compassionate? Will we not be loving to ourselves? We will be. Same should be our treatment to any other being. So when more of us choose compassion, the energy of the planet shifts. So, in other words, vegetarianism or vegetarian living is a spiritual activism. It's a quiet revolution of love. For me, when I turned vegetarian, I would like to share what are the changes I saw in myself when I turned vegetarian. For me, I definitely felt more lighter. I saw the change that I was able to watch my thoughts. I was very much aware of my thoughts. Like if anger comes, I knew before it shows in my action or my words, I first was aware of it in my mind. I knew the anger is coming, and then it was my choice if I want to show it outside or not. So that change I could observe only after I became vegetarian. My awareness increased. I would let us all take a moment to reflect on everything that I spoke now. Just the time. Okay, I think we can take 5 more minutes. Let us take a moment and reflect on everything that we explored today. The energy behind our food, the invisible impact of our choices, like um, how we can make alternative choices which are non-violent. Because we are not just consumers, we are creators of energy. Every choice we make, from our plate to our wardrobe, it's either a prayer for peace or it's like we're giving a permission for pain. Let's ask ourselves today, in what area of my life am I ready to bring this change? It could be anything. Could be food, could be clothing, could be any other product, or could be the way you speak, could be your actions. Just think, take like 10 seconds and think. We have discussed many points today. So where you have been unconsciously and where you have been unaware of your um, actions or your behavior or your usage, or it could be anything. Where is that one thing where you can bring a change? What is one area where I now feel inspired, you know, to become more intentional, to become more compassionate in our choices? And if you would love, you can also share it with me. If you, I welcome you to unmute yourself, or you can also type it in the chat. Perhaps you would like to make your own choice of, or You know, there could be anything inspiring you to look into any cruelty free products. If you're buying any lipstick, check if it is tested on animals, or you're buying any cream. Reevaluate the products or the way of you being, how it fits into the spiritual path. The approach of food with more gratitude and reverence. I mean, the way we approach food. So, everything that comes on our plate, ahimsa means it's a way of living. It's not just what we eat. Vegetarianism is not just what we eat, it is how we are living. It is non-violence. All right. So I can share something just came to my mind while I was while I said take 10 seconds to reflect upon yourself. So you see these small kids who go to school, small babies. Yeah, Deepika, please, you have raised your hand. Go ahead.
Yeah, Aruna garu. So, like from childhood, I was like feeling not to eat by my mother. She used to force me because she thought like it will give me a lot of energy, and growing kids need that protein. So I think like 3 years ago, something I was feeling from inside, like if I eat some chicken or something, I used to feel like I'm eating myself. That feeling, it was like horrible to me, and I sensed a lot of love on that animals and all. I can't do this. I don't do this to my children, so I can't do this to other animals. So I stopped, and then after 2 years, I came into this meditation, spiritual path, everything. So that was my change. And even now, to buy any I stopped like buying luxury handbags because they are made from cow skin and all, right? So I'll be looking some synthetic leather. So what can I buy and all those things? I don't use any lipstick and all. So anything, maybe herbal we have to buy. So I felt a lot of change, and you, as you told, like you saw inner from inner, you feel something. Yeah, I even experienced that. It's like staying calm. Love, it pours up like anything. So that
Yes.
frequencies, and it feels so good being like a non-vegetarian. It's like so much violence, and being vegetarian is so good. So
True.
that feeling made me to continue.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Deepika. Yes, that's the
Yeah.
impact of the meditation. When we meditate, we become more of compassion, and it becomes easy to leave such products or such food. Anybody else, masters? Does anybody else want to share how vegetarianism has impacted, or how what are the choices you would like to shift from today, or how you turn to vegetarian? Any story? Okay. So I was going to share this. You see, we have small kids who go to school, like kindergarten or maybe like pre-K. Sometimes, we see some lice in their hair, right? The other day, my daughter, she was itching her hair so much that I thought, okay, let me check. I was combing her hair, I found one lice. Earlier, as soon as we see lice, what do we do? What do we do? We pop it, we pick it, right? But this time, I mean, after I saw the lies after like ages, many, many, like 10 years maybe, when I was before marriage or something. So this time when I saw that, I could not do that. I could not, I mean, I was so aware. The first lies I'm seeing after many years, I'm not popping it. I took a paper towel. I wet it. I made it completely wet. I put the lice on it because it should not walk away, right? Again, otherwise, if you leave it like that, it walks away. So I put it on the wet paper towel so that it sticks there for some time. So after all the combing is done, I took that tissue, I crumbled it, and I threw it in the backyard where we have all grass. I mean, we have plants and everything. It can, when the paper dries, it will go away. So that's how much aware we should be before we perform any act. Because if we are not that compassionate, what's the change in us? Being a meditator, if we are not that aware and compassionate, I mean, this might be a very small thing of the lies. That's just an example which happened recently, so I was able to quote it today. So like this, we have to check ourselves. Okay, yeah, that is true. It is not a forced thing to become a vegetarian. So there's a comment in the chat. Ram Mohanji says, I feel we become vegetarian only on our inner call. Yes, that is true. It is not forced thing. Patriji never forced anybody to become vegetarian. Of course, he used to very strictly call out, saying you should not eat meat. But he said meditate. Even when one starts meditation, they would slowly become aware of all that thing. They increase their vibration and they choose not to eat meat. The change comes gradually in them. And that is okay. Yeah. So that's how it is. That's how, so what I'm trying to say here is we should be aware of every word we speak, every action we do, every thought that we get. That's how the evolution, or that's how the progress, the spiritual progress in us shows. Because if you're just vegetarian meditating and you are not sensitive enough to, to understand these little things, then it's a very slow progress. It is not just that if somebody sees visions or if somebody does astral travel, they are the only ones who have progressed in their spirituality. Everybody has got their own journey. Some might not see any visions or anything, but you can see the kind of evolution, the kind of evoluted soul he or she is by looking at them, by looking at the way they think, by looking at their actions, of how cautious, how aware of are they of their words, of their actions. All right, friends, I think I took enough time on this. Thank you, everyone who shared or silently reflected. Every insight matters. Every small shift in consciousness contributes to the greater harmony we wish to see in the world. Thank you, everyone.